You know the sound. The tiny squeak, the little rattle, or the thud when you hit a bump. It's annoying, but you're busy, so you turn up the radio to try to ignore it. But here's the thing about wheelchair vans. That noise isn't an annoyance, it's a timer. If you take the time to find and fix the problem today, it's probably a $5 bill or a little bit of grease. If you wait until next month, that little noise could turn into total van failure, costing you thousands of dollars, wasting your day, and most importantly, putting your riders at risk. We're going to break down the 6 most common wheelchair van noises and the next steps so they don't become a bigger problem. Problem number 1 is loose plastic. First up is a rattle or a tapping sound. This is usually a loose plastic. This could be a loose piece of trim, the door panel, or the casing on a seatbelt adjuster. It's annoying, but it feels harmless, right? The problem is that plastic panels are usually hiding essential electronics or interior wiring. Over weeks and months, the constant vibration can rub against a wire and cause a short. This is a bigger and more expensive issue than tightening a screw or fixing a clip. The fix is often as simple as pulling off the panel and looking for a loose fastener. If you're not comfortable doing that yourself, schedule an appointment with our service team. Problem number 2, a poorly maintained lift. When your lift is struggling, you will hear grinding, clunks, thuds, squeals, or an unnatural buzzing or humming sound. This means that your lift's joints need lubricating, they're dirty, or something is wearing out. You'll need to check 3 simple things when you run the lift. Number 1, listen when it runs. Are the sounds smooth or does it sound like it's struggling to move? Number 2, check for rust. Look around the main pivot points, the platform, or the bolts. Number 3, watch the movement. If the lift hesitates, drags, or jerks, and is not moving smoothly, something is wrong. Ignoring this could mean that your lift fails when you need it most, leaving your drivers and passengers stranded. Schedule a lift servicing appointment ASAP to get this treated. You can also check out our video on wheelchair lift problems and how to fix them that I'll link below. Problem number 3, loose wheelchair restraints. If you hear a light clicking, rattling, or tapping noise coming from the floor of the vehicle, chances are that it could be the wheelchair restraints. This might be the easiest fix on this list, but it's also the most important safety check. If the restraints are loose enough to rattle, the chances are that they're not tight enough to secure a wheelchair. Make sure that every wheelchair restraint is properly secured to a wheelchair or stowed away so that it can't make a noise. Take a listen during sharp turns or braking. If you hear something move, this could be your issue. If you're unsure on how to properly secure a wheelchair, we have another video on that I'll link below. Problem number 4, worn suspension parts. When you go over a bump and hear a clunk or a squeak, that's your suspension system talking to you. The suspension is what keeps the van stable and the ride comfortable, especially for someone who's in a wheelchair. When parts like struts or shocks wear out, the ride is uncomfortable. You can check this by firmly pushing down on the front or the back of the vehicle, and if it bounces more than once, your shocks are tired. The hidden cost here is that a poor suspension system wears out your brakes and tires much faster, turning a simple shock replacement into a full front-end job. You can also check for uneven tire wear to make sure the shocks are doing their job. Problem number 5, warm brakes. Brakes give you several warnings. They all mean the same thing. It's time to service them. You might hear a high-pitched squeal when you hit the pedal. That's the wear indicator telling you that the pads are almost done. If you missed that squeal, it will turn into a terrible grinding sound. This means that you've completely worn through the pads and are now destroying the rotors underneath. You may also hear clicking or thumping if the calipers aren't operating right. No matter the sound, noisy brakes mean one thing: longer stopping distances. This is a massive safety hazard. Don't wait until the grinding starts. Replace the pads the moment you hear the squeal. Problem number 6, underbody rust or damage. In places where they salt the roads heavily during the winter, you need to check the underbody of your vehicle. A general rattling or a loose thud coming from underneath the floor could mean that rust is wearing down the parts on your vehicle. This often shows up around the exhaust system hangers and mounting points. A visual inspection, especially around the welding and exhaust system, is key. If you ignore structural rust, the exhaust could fall off. Or even worse, the rust could compromise the mounting points for your ramp or lift, which is a major safety hazard. If you're not comfortable checking underneath the vehicle yourself, mention it to your local service team the next time you visit. It's a quick and easy check for them when the van is lifted up. So there you have it. That annoying sound in your van is actually giving you a warning. An early check is the easiest way to save both money and time. If the problem in your wheelchair vehicle is the lift, check out the video to the link below. If you still haven't solved the noise problem in your accessible van, reach out to our customer service team. We're always here to help.